Hey everyone, we're here at Max Design headquarters. I'm Danny Max, and today we're going to show you the unboxing and setup of the curved twist with optional printer shelf. When you receive your booth in the mail, it's going to come in an injection molded SKB case. Go ahead and flip that down, open the 5 latches. First thing you're going to see is your base plate. So we designed it so it's in the case in the proper order. Go ahead and take that base plate. Now, one thing to note is there is a polycarbonate piece on top of this base plate. This is also going to have a protective film on it. You're going to want to remove that film only, but leave it on for now while you're doing your initial setup. Place the base plate on the ground in front of you. Move one piece of foam. This is going to reveal 3 sections of column. The first section of column you're going to grab is our larger one. Now, when you first receive it, this is also going to be covered in a protective film. Most of the time that film is orange. Leave it on now, but make sure you peel it off before your first event. So, you're going to remove this polycarbonate piece, which is simply Velcroed on. Place this aside. Grab your column. Take note, there are 4 notches on the bottom of the column and 4 corresponding holes on the base plate. Line up those notches with the holes on the base plate. And now you're simply going to latch it shut. When you initially get your booth, these latches are going to have blue tape on them. Remove that blue tape, and then you're going to have to adjust them. So there's an eye hook here. You're going to turn it left or right to adjust that tension. Go ahead and latch it, and you should hear an audible click. We'll do the same thing on the other side. The next section of column is going to be the top or the smallest section of column in this case. It gets assembled the exact same way. Pull off that polycarbonate, set it aside, line up the notches of the column, and simply latch it shut, listening for that audible click. So the final section of column is going to be our printer column. That's going to be in the case, and it's going to be assembled the exact same way. You're going to remove that polycarbonate, set that aside. Notice there are 2 notches on the bottom in addition to your latches. Go ahead and line up those 2 notches with the 2 holes in the base plate. And you're also going to need to then adjust these latches for tension. You want an audible click. Now see, that one was a little tight, so I'm going to loosen that screw. And we should have that click. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to take our printer plate out. Printer plate sits in the back of the case here. Go ahead and pull that. If you notice, there's a notch cut in it. That notch is going to hug the front column. So make sure you line that up like so. Reach inside and clamp those latches. We're going to tighten that one a little bit. Nope, still a little bit more. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, we need to tighten that. So just turn it clockwise a few rotations. Snap it shut. Take out some of these foam spacers that are in here. Place those aside. These are the accessories that ship with it. Put those aside for now as well. Move the final section of foam and pull out your head unit. Head unit is going to sit right in top of this column, and you're going to latch the 2 latches. Again, listening for that audible click. 1 and 2. Now, one thing to note about the assembly is the bottom column on this version of the curved twist with attached printer shelf has a solid piece of polycarbonate on one side, and the other side is going to be a shorter piece and a longer piece. The reason we do that is so you can pass wires through to the printer. So when you're assembling this for using with a printer, you're going to want to remove that one smaller section of polycarbonate. And that you just leave aside, put it in the case for the night. Now, we're going to put the other pieces of polycarbonate back on, and then we're done. So, grab that larger piece for the front, line it up in the center, and just simply push it down. Grab the shortest piece of polycarbonate, place it right on top, push it down. Finally, the printer polycarbonate is going to go on the printer column on the rear. When you're using this with a printer, now you see this opening that we have right here. Your printer cables are going to run right through. Push your printer all the way up against the column. It's going to block this opening completely. No one will even know it's there. Now that you have your curved twist with printer shelf fully assembled, let's show you how to break it down and pack it back up in the case. I'm going to go ahead and spin this around. And we're going to basically go in reverse order. So let's remove the polycarbonate from the top section and the lower section, as well as one section from the printer column. Set those aside. And start to take it apart. Unlatch the latches. Pull your head unit off. Place it in the case, face down with the tilt mechanism facing to the right. Grab foam insert, place it directly on top of the head unit. Let's break down the rest of the booth. Unlatch the center latches. Each time you do this, grab the polycarbonate that you removed, place it right back on top. Place it in the case. Let's go to the main column. Let's unlatch that. 1, 2. Grab the column. Take your polycarbonate. Place it back on the column. Flip it over. Grab that smaller section. Place that. And put it in the case. Unlatch the top of your printer shelf, pull it off, and this is going to slide right here between that foam and the outside of the case. Unlatch the remaining printer column, taking the polycarbonate, placing it back on the column, put it in the case. Insert the foam strips in between to protect it during transport. Place any accessories inside the case. If you put an extension cord or a flash, those can fit there. Grab the final large piece of foam, place it on top. And very important to note that you want your base plate sitting in the case upside down with the feet facing up. Line it up. Close the case. And that's how you pack up your curved twist with printer shelf.